Queen of Queens. And she receives this fantastic scepter and another trophy. We love our trophies around here. And, because we really like her that much, we're going to give her a cash prize of $3,000. Your overall highest scorer in the entire pageant, your USA World Pageants Queen of Queens, Dr. Tamara Glover.
All right, y'all, it's been 7 seasons and we're down to the second to last episode, part 1. Get ready. Dr. Tamara Glover.
I don't know about this purple and gold you got, as you got AKA pink and green, and I'm blue and white. Who is these people? Now, I know that's your level up, man. You always working, and you leveled up, and you came back with the Finesse Media Podcast. So, wait a minute, y'all. Welcome back. I forgot y'all was here. Welcome back to the part 1 of the final episode, or the season finale of the Finesse Media Podcast, season 7. I'm your host, Ken Finesse Media, man. And look, and the new venue and the new background, as you can see it, but it's something new, more coming up, and I'll talk more about it. Bringing back a friend, as I've been telling y'all, this whole season 7, is very special because it's not just the end of the season. It's bringing back people who I had on the podcast before, who I thought was dope as hell, and I couldn't end this whole podcast saga without bringing some dope people back. So as she's leveling up as a social worker, as a queen, as a mom, as a sister, I already said a sorority girl, but she's back to join us on the Finesse Media Podcast season 7, helping me wrap things up on the finale part 1. My good sister, my Pisces sisters, God dog it, man. Welcome back to the Finesse Media Podcast. And also, I'm wearing glasses purposely because welcome back, Dr. Tamara Pace Glover, to the podcast, man. What's up, sis?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh my gosh, Ken, it's been such a long time. First of all, thank you so much for having me, and congratulations on a successful year on the Finesse Media Podcast, just taking off and just being extraordinary. Like, you have been doing some incredible things, not just in your local state, but across the world. So major shout out to you, man. You've been doing your thing, and I appreciate you for extending me this opportunity to have me back on the show for a second time. I guess that means the first time was good.
Man, this is your 3rd time, and you can't keep up, so I'll keep it up. Well, you did a feature with the other queens.
Right. But this is my 2nd time because I did a speaking engagement for you, but that wasn't on the podcast.
It wasn't on the podcast, but I thought you had just a one-off with me and you before. We never had it?
No.
Well, she's back, y'all, to give us more.
You know, I'm always ready to give you more, honey. Yes, ma'am.
And listen, I think the good segue to that is giving people more because, as I mentioned, people know you. You was on the podcast before representing with the other queens, the Miss University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, for people who's not caught up. But the Miss University of Arkansas queens, we had a special, and you joined with the queens.
To introduce a Pine Bluff native, Dr. Tamara Pace Glover, who was the 79th Miss University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. So let's get some snaps and hand claps as she comes on with her crown.
Hey, hello, beautiful people. Hello, Ken. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here today. Oh, Kitty, it's so good to see you. It's been such a very long time. Happy New Year, Queens.
continue to bring it back and level up, man. How are you feeling, stepping into the area where you've been crowned Miss UAPB and then now representing on the Arkansas stage recently for Arkansas, representing Miss Arkansas?
Yeah, so I am so excited to have had the opportunity and still have the opportunity to go back to my first love. We always have these hobbies that we love to do and the things that we love to do, but mine is with a purpose. And so I am the founder and the CEO of Yes Ma'am with Dr. Tam. But Yes Ma'am, also, I've included that on a larger scale, on a global scale. And so it actually is Yes Ma'am. We empower mothers and elevate mental health. I've had my second son. And so
Yeah.
I'm a mom of two boys now. And so after that experience, having my second son, I experienced what we would call postpartum depression. And that's something that a lot of people don't like to talk about. And so I thought it was one of my greatest weaknesses, Ken. I really did. And from that, I found out that it was my greatest strength because as a licensed clinical social worker, I realized that mental health is no respecter of persons. And so I no longer decided to say, you know what, I'm not embarrassed behind this.
Yeah.
Actually, this is something that I'm going to own because 1 out of 7 women experience some type of maternal mental health challenge,
Hmm.
and 1 out of 5 will experience some form of postpartum depression. And so, because I have this large message, I've been able to enter back into pageantry because, of course, with 2 young boys, you want to live a healthy life. And so, pageantry has given me the opportunity to spread this positive message to empower mothers and to really promote my passion for mental health. But also, a sister is looking good out here in these streets because I'm living a
Yeah.
healthy life. If
Let's
you
talk
know,
about that too, because listen, I wake up in the morning, Tam. When you say wake up with Dr. Tam, listen, that's really for real, for real. Because
yeah,
it's like 5 in the morning, it's
yeah,
pitch black, where you are, and you're just walking, man. So you're motivating people to do, to really be healthy. Health is well. Health is
health
certainly
is well.
well. Yeah. So you
Health
you're
is well.
so
Yes, it is.
you've held this impressive academic role, including becoming the youngest social work department chair at UAPB. What did that moment mean to you personally and professionally?
I think about the individuals who have chosen to dedicate their lives to a life of service, their time and energy to the field of social work. And for me, I knew in the 12th grade I wanted to be a social worker. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing different. Like,
Wow.
I just knew that. What I didn't know is that I was going to be in academia or be an educator of social work. And so for me, it's all about the students. It's about being able to give back, to pour into our students. I love what we stand for at UAPB, academic with a education with a personal touch. And so serving in that leadership role for about 3.5 years was just an incredible honor. Full-time associate professor. So now my students get the boast of best worlds. They get to see a young professional who is honestly, I like my uncle always says, he says, there's nothing else for you to do. Because I'm in the top 1%. I finished my
Yeah.
PhD. I defended my dissertation on my 31st birthday. And so to be able to go back to our alma mater, our dear mother,
Yeah.
and to really showcase that you have young professionals who are in the top 1% of their field. Because I tell anybody, even if you're not going to major in social work, if you choose to be an engineer, be in the top 1%. Be
Yeah.
in the top 1%. You owe that to the field. We as social workers, we have an obligation not just to our clients, but to the profession and to the broader society. And I embody that. I'm an ethical and competent social worker.
Hmm.
And so I always like to tell people, now listen, you can have a social work degree, but you
Yeah.
can't be out here telling people you're a social worker without those licenses. I don't care
Yeah.
who you are.
And
So
that's a good.
I want the students to see that, it's
Mhm.
important.
And that's a kind of good segue because that was going to be my next question. Because as a social worker, you've been in TAM again, you're just killing the game. But what has been your biggest miss? What are some of the, I guess, the biggest myths about social work that you aim to dismantle through your teaching and consulting, I guess, also?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And you see behind me, I started Level Up Social Work. And I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, I finished, after I graduated from UAPB, I went straight on to earn my master's at Arkansas State University. Once I graduated in 2011, I struggled to pass my licensure exam, Ken. I really
Mhm.
did. And the truth of the matter is that I was not a social worker at that time. I was just a person who had a social work degree. So one of the myths that I've been trying to dismantle is that it is so critical and so important for people who choose this field to be properly prepared and understand that you can have the degree, but you have to get the license behind it. And so I hold the LMSW, which is a licensed master's level social worker, but also I hold the advanced licensure as well, licensed clinical social worker. The other thing that I tell my students, and I always ask them in my intro class, and I tell them, I'm so excited that you're here. But now my job is really hard because this is the class that's going to make or break whether you choose to truly pursue this career. So we go over everything as a generalist practitioner. And I tell them that you can earn a degree, but baby, you have to be licensed in order for the state, any state, to allow you to practice as a social worker. And they always say, I said, what do you think social workers do? And the first thing they say is, social workers take babies? Absolutely not. We do not do that. That's not what we do. When you think about DHS, you're thinking about family service workers. And as a social worker, our overall objective is family preservation. We want to preserve the family. But here's the thing, if children are in psychological toxic environments, then they deserve to be removed so that they can be in better, safe environments. Safety first over everything.
Yeah, Tam, and when you say about the kids, I know kids, you're a mom, as I already mentioned, but I mean, as a professor and watching these kids matriculate and then really learn from you. Previously, somehow, I think you talked about where these students have posted like a reel or a video with just giving you love. Each of the students, I think, when you came in the classroom, they just gave you some love. But you also poured back into the Finesse Media University about a year ago when you was again the first speaker for that ceremony and giving those strong words of wisdom and encouragement to those students who was recipients of those Finesse Media scholarships. Your presence as a motivational speaker is strong. I'm just not going to
Thank
just
you.
cut it and just give it to you straight. It's really strong, but what your story is even stronger as well. So what moment of failure or adversity that has taught you the lesson that you now live by? What was something that maybe happened in the past that you're like, listen, this has came to be as a lesson. It is now something that you live by.
Yeah. Oh, Ken, you about to make me well up.
Yeah. You
You
give
know,
the
this,
jewels away. You got
I
to give
know.
the jewels away. How you stay this strong and built through adversity and through different triumphs? Because there's something else I want to talk to you about after this
Yeah.
question because you're a
So,
strong
you
sis. So
know,
how do you do it?
so people see the glitter, everything that glitters, they always say is not really gold. But of course, the Bible tells us if you're born of a woman, you're going to be of many troubles throughout this time.
Mm,
But I just understand that no matter what I'm experiencing, what I'm faced with, no matter what the obstacle look like, as long as I continue to trust in my Lord and Savior, I can overcome anything because I'm so bold now, Ken. I'm like, if God be for me, the who don't even
yeah.
matter. The who
Yeah.
don't even matter. And so, but I'm reminded, and I learned this at 15 years old. Romans 8 and 28. All things, not some things, but
Hmm.
all things work together for good of them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. And so I know a lot. I've had one young lady, I'll never forget. We were in school actually at UAPB. She said, you get everything you want. Every time you go after something, it's always a yes. It's always a yes. That's not true. You only see the results, but you don't see what went into me, putting in the work. Like you don't see that part of it. So I've had a lot of letdowns, but I don't let that stop me. Being raised by a single mom, reared by a single mom, I no longer look at it as I had an absent father. I look at it as he missed the opportunity to raise
Yeah.
greatness. I
Yeah.
no longer look at that we were raised in poverty because I understand that education is a pathway out of poverty. I no longer look at when somebody tells me no, that just means next opportunity and that I just wasn't the choice for you, but I'm the choice for somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I've had those letdowns, but I don't let them stop me. I let them teach me. And so when I start over, I'm starting from experience and not from scratch. And so it doesn't matter what you're faced with. And that's what I told the students when I spoke at your banquet. Hey, it's okay. Just think big. And
Yeah.
sometimes a open door is a lesson learned, and a
Hmm.
closed door is protection. And so even now, like with everybody experiencing or seeing me as Mrs. Pine Bluff, they're like, oh God, what's next? What's next? Oh, baby, I can't wait to share what's next. When I say we
Ah,
got big news coming,
yeah.
we have big news coming. And
But
so I always tell people, make sure you got a strong support system. And
yeah,
anything in life worth having, Ken, is worth working hard for.
for sure.
And even if it's in your heart, I mean, in your heart, you're going to pursue it with all you got. But if
Yeah.
you fall down, it's not failure. If you
Yeah.
fall down, you pray you land on your back.
Yeah.
Because if you land on your back, baby, you can look up. And if you can look up, guess what? You definitely
Still
can get up.
there you go. There you go. No, think big. I love that message that you gave to those scholars. It was a true message. It was a transparent message because you have to think, really big. And you
Yes.
have broke it down. It wasn't just big, y'all. It was a whole acronym and it meant something. So, no, thank you so much for that and leaning into our students for that. But I also want to go back. Something you said, people have said, how do you do this Miss Pine Bluff thing? I would be remiss if I didn't talk about kind of that. We didn't publicly talk about it. So, how did did that feel like being Miss, I mean, your hometown, for God's sakes. So
Yeah.
Miss Pine Bluff, what did that accolade, what did that achievement feel like?
So, I think I can't put it into words. I cannot truly articulate how I felt, how I still feel representing the city of progress. What I will say is that this has opened up so many more opportunities and doors, and of course has allowed me to really be able to promote maternal mental health. Anytime you do anything new, I want people to understand this because I wear many hats. A wife, a mom, a professor. I'm a business owner of two business, not one but two. You see, level up
Facts.
social work, but also I'm in private practice with my husband. So there are multiple hats. And anytime you want to be great at anything, you got to make sacrifices somewhere else.
Hey.
That's just the bottom line, and that's just the truth. And so I will say this: the city supported me tremendously and is still supporting. I still have so many people to thank publicly who have helped me behind the scenes. When I see people who make it to the top and they act like they made it there by themselves, you're lying.
Mm.
Ken, I could not have
Hmm.
successfully represented this city and still represent this city without a strong support system. Let me tell you, my husband, when I tell
Yeah.
you my husband has
Shout out to
held
that
it
man.
down,
Shout out
Mr.
to that man.
Leonardo Patrick Glover, when I tell you he has held it down, my earthly king, I wouldn't be able to do any of the things I do without his support and his help. He got my front, my back, and both sides. Do you hear me? And
Love
then
it.
my boys as well. So, and then the things that I do, they're able to actively participate in those things with me as well. But most importantly, I want to shout out Mayor Vivian Flowers, the mayor. When I told her about mental health and everything, she just jumped right behind me, beside me, and was on board. And so she's created this task force that I'm a part of as well. So the city in general has just been just welcoming. And it's an honor. It's an
Yeah.
honor, but it's more so a privilege to really represent the city of progress. And I'm excited about it. And there's so many more things that are coming.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you wearing that crown and then you went to step on the stage for Miss Arkansas State. How was that experience like?
So that experience within itself was interesting. It was great. I tell you this, one of the things that I focused on as a social worker is being culturally competent and also being ethical. And when I say that is when they created one system, it wasn't just one system. And because there are multiple systems and diversity is so important, I think it's always important for young Black women to make sure they're a part of systems that represent who they are and what they stand for. I think in this day and age, part of the reason why so many people struggle with their identity and who they are and whose they are is because they are trying to fit into a mold. And what I love about the pageantry world is that there are multiple systems. And so you have Miss USA, Miss America, Miss USA World, International. And I think that is so important for people to find a system that fits them. And I'll be honest with you, this last pageant that I did, it was actually for practice. I thought it
Mm.
was the big one. I thought it was the big one, but it was my practice. And I'm gonna tell you, I learned so much. I've met some really incredible women. I think that it opened up so many other doors for me as well. So I had an
Mm.
incredible experience meeting the people, and the lessons that I learned will carry me further. But it also pushed me. It
Hmm.
pushed me and it gave me clarity. It gave me clarity and confirmation that the work that I'm doing, one, people still see it, people acknowledge it, and it was a voice. My voice needed to be heard.
Man, I was loving it. Yeah, of course, I had to make a post because I was like, listen, to get on that stage and continue to, I mean, it was also a lot of the training. I mean, you put, again, as I said, out there to be very transparent of your journey. I don't know if I knew that you were working towards it, and maybe not necessarily towards it, but I think just a whole better health and the whole life of what you're going to
Mhm.
continue to do. But man, sis, I saw you and I'm like, yo, you killed, man. You
Ken, you
killed.
ain't seen nothing
Oh
yet.
my goodness.
You
I
ain't
know
seen
you.
nothing yet.
Listen, and that's my next question. Looking ahead, what's next for Tamara, doctor? Sorry, doctor. What's next for Dr. Tamara Glover?
But what's next? Um, my pageant heels are still ready.
Okay.
They're still ready, they're still packed. And so I've had incredible opportunities. I've done thorough research. And so I will be competing soon again. I'll say
Okay.
that. I'll say
Okay, cool. I mean, that's going to
that.
keep us enough on our toes, Tam. I mean, listen, to see you walk in the stage, I mean, listen, to walk the stage, to walk in the room, to walk in the grocery store, to walk on campus. I mean, again, as you mentioned, you're a person of many talents and wearing many hats. So, of course, any heck of a thing that you're going to be doing, we're on our toes waiting. Easy question, as you know, and I ask it every episode. Everyone knows it. Dr. Tamara Glover, who's that person for you that comes to mind that you say that's finessing the game? And I know you know and have met so many people, but really quick, who's that person that comes to mind for you?
That's for missing the game. Outside of you?
Oh, please, no, of course, way outside of me. I'm a little guy down here.
Outside of you,
I'm
outside of
like
me.
down here. I'm like
Listen,
down
let me
here to the
let
folks
me be
that you
honest.
around.
Let me be completely honest with
Who is
you. Real
finessing the game
talk.
for you?
Real talk. No lie. I'm not just saying this because it's my husband. My husband is finessing the game. When I tell Leonardo Patrick Glover, when I tell you that my husband is finessing the game, he works back scenes. Do you hear me? Full-time director and counselor at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. But not only is he making sure the students get exactly what they need, he makes sure he's a valuable asset on that campus in every division. Do you hear me? And I really appreciate that because the students need a strong male presence on that campus. We have several, but he is truly behind the scenes put in the work. The other thing is that he not only is he full-time doing that, but he actually mentors and coach young boys. Do you hear me? So it's the behind the scenes. We need somebody who's not all in the forefront, but somebody who's behind the scenes. And not to mention he's a great husband, but you can't beat him at being a father. And in this season, this day and age, we need more men to step up and truly be fathers to these children. And so I would definitely have to say that without a shadow of a doubt, my husband, Mr. Leonardo Patrick Glover, is finessing the scene.
That's Mr. That's not Mr. James Patrick. That's Mr. Leonardo Patrick in her household, baby. That's Ghost. He behind the scenes. He behind the scenes, but that's not Mr. James Patrick, y'all. That is Leonardo Patrick Glover, man. Shout out to you, brother. If you are watching this, I have not met your husband, but I would tell you as echoing of everything that you mentioned. Thank you, man, for what you're doing, for being a black dad in these homes and raising raising the black boys, right, and raising our black boys and teaching them and showing them. Because I often say that someone who manages kind of teaches, but someone who leads shows. Yeah. So continue to show, continue to be the leader, and continue to be her earthly king too. Because you ain't going nowhere, Tam. You ain't going nowhere.
That's it. That
You
is
ain't going
it.
nowhere.
And so
Yeah.
I'm just so excited. When I say big things are coming, I can drop this though, if you allow me. Yes, ma'am,
Hey,
with
this is
Dr.
your space.
Tam.
Whatever you care to share.
Yes, ma'am, with Dr. Tam. I want to extend an invite for you to
Hey,
come on my show
let's
next.
do it.
I need you on the show so we can really talk all things and Ken and what's coming up
We can
next.
do it tomorrow.
So,
I don't care. Like let's book it. Let's book it. And we'll even do it before this airs, all right? So when people see this airs, I've probably already been on her show, y'all, right? So you better check it out if it already aired. So we don't have to do it before or after. Just whenever you send an invite, of course, I'm gonna make myself readily available. You have stretched yourself thin. And y'all, for a fun fact, I think Tam is the only guest I've literally booked and rebooked more than any other guest because either my schedule has been so crazy or her schedule has been so crazy, but it has been a sure intention to make sure, and I've said this too offline, she know I'm not lying. I got to make sure I end this season with you. I don't care when we do it, but I won't press stop on this season until I get you on. But
and
our
I text
schedules, we
you.
finally did it. Look at God.
We did, and I was like, Ken, I'm trying to hold on. How much long it's gonna be? If I could be completely real, I'm like, oh my God, it's because my opportunity clock goes off at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. So I'm like, I'm trying to stay up for my brother. I'm trying to stay up, but I got to because Ken. We talk about pageantry, we talk about all things glitz and glam, academics, and all of these things. Again, I cannot stress this enough. People who make it to the top, they don't make it by themselves.
Don't.
And so I am so forever grateful for all of the love and the support that I've had over the years. And you played a major part in that when I was a student on campus. And I know it's been 16 years, but I still remember
Woo!
and
I
I'm
lost
so
count.
grateful. I'm so grateful. And that's how it is now. Even like you asked me about being Mrs. Pine Bluff, like all of the people, and I mean all of the people, and I mean all of the people, all of the people poured into me, whether it was a kind word, financial giving, in-kind donations. I mean, they just rallied behind me, and you cannot beat that. You cannot beat that. We are a city of not only progress, but of love and support. And so I want to send a special shout out to the citizens in Pine Bluff. I love you guys forever. Sure. I'm Pine Bluff through and through.
You see me representing. Like, it has to be on display, people, every episode in some capacity. Yeah, it always has. And shout out to Dallas, Texas, too. Erica Badu, you know, we do that, too, because we're in Dallas. But we always going to represent for hometown. I tell people that's really like my first home. You know, people know I'm from Chicago, but like that's my first home, Arkansas. In fact, I'm meeting up with a sister who you know with some Aisha sauce in a couple of days, man. She went down to Arkansas, and I'm like, yo, can you bring me some? I was all on her post, right? So she's like, yeah, I got you. So I'm meeting up with her. And no, Pine Bluff is right here, always in the heart, because it's a city that always growing. And you say that it's a city of progress. Yeah, and I love that.
We are the city of progress. Yeah. We're making a lot of progress. They're changing a lot of things, bringing in new businesses. I mean, this is where you want to be now. At a time, there was a time when, you know, we were under the radar, but we're on the radar now for great things. Great things are coming our way, and I'm just excited. I'm excited about all of the new students that are coming here, because you know UAPB is the heartbeat of the city. Yeah, come on, man. Sure, you know that. You know that. That's how we're connected.
For sure. It's the second oldest land grant institution in Arkansas. I mean, for real. It is the flash of the Delta. Shout out to UAPB and my AM&N alumni, man. And Tam, thank you so much, my sis, for joining me on this episode of the Finesse Media Podcast on the finale, part 1 of the finale, man. Part 2 gonna be good, y'all. I can't share who it's gonna be. I thought I was gonna share in this episode, so I guess I would leave it as a secret. So part 2, you gotta keep up and watch the Finesse Media Podcast. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do, and you can go check out previous seasons, man. So no, Tam, thank you so much for helping me put a nice little pink and green, no pun intended, with my colors already. It was perfect, right? For the Finesse Media colors, to put your touch on the pink and green Finesse Media brand and wrap it up with a nice bow on this part 1 finale, sis. I love you forever. Ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
I love you forever.
But before you get up out of here, I'll be again remiss to not have people to be able to follow your journey and follow things that you're doing, and that big project that you're going to drop, people to be there to support it. So let people know how they can follow you, how they can keep up with you and love on you, sis.
Absolutely. So first, my official website is Dr. Tamara P. Glover .com, drtamarapglover.com. Then on all of my social media handles, it's Yes Ma'am with Dr. Tam and Dr. Tamara P. Glover. So you can find me just by typing in my name. Literally, I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm famous on TikTok. Did you hear what I said? I am famous on TikTok. I gotta check you out. So come check me out on TikTok. But my official website is drtamarapglover.com. And you can also check out my LinkedIn tree. I have a course that I just dropped. It's a mini boot camp for queens. So if you need some inspiration, daily inspiration, please look me up and follow me. I got you.
She got you, man. Leveling it up, continuing to finesse the game. My sister, Dr. Tamara Pace Glover, man. She's the queen of Arkansas. All queens of Arkansas. God dog it. So.
Well, that's what my friend called me. My friend, I'm not just making it up, but my dear sister, she said, "You're the queen of queens, honey."
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that.
Good Pisces energy, man. Good Pisces energy. That's what it is, man. And y'all know I can't get up out of here without shouting out my new HBCU for this week. And the HBCU of the week of this one is Grambling State University. So Grambling State University, man, thank you for holding it down, doing what you're doing in Louisiana, Grambling, Louisiana, man. Shout out to the Tigers down there holding it down. Another school in the SWAC, too. So that's what's up, too.
Yes,
so I'm always going to show them love.
And we're showing Grambling love. Let me shout out my classmate who graduated from Grambling and is working over there, Xavier Henson. He's pouring into the social work students over there at Grambling State University.
Keep doing your thing, Xavier, man. And Tam, I'm going to chop it up with you, man. I'm going to see you sooner than later. And keep on living, keep on loving, man. And I'll see you soon. Hey, y'all. One more episode and we're done. Thank you for watching the Finesse Media Podcast, Season 7. I'm your host, Ken Finesse Media. And I'll see you next week with part 2 finale, man. Thank you for watching. Peace. Hey, Tam, we did it.